It's a beautiful day in the Carolinas in the beginning of the morning. But what does it take to get into the military? First, step one, you should take a test. It's called the ASVAB. It's a 10-part, 3-hour test. Now, this test is written on a 9th grade level. And all you have to do is score a 32 on the test. Okay? And it's like basic mechanics, but realize a lot of people know nothing about mechanics. Like, how do you adjust a carburetor? And they'll show a list of tools: a hammer, a wrench, a screwdriver, or a jackhammer or something. And another part is, 80 simple basic math questions. 2 plus 2, 8 times 3, and you got like 3 minutes to complete 80. So it's just an aptitude test to see what your abilities are. So that's your first thing. Take this test, 3-hour test, and minimum for the military is 32. Actually, maybe even a 31. Now the Air Force, since we're just freaking geniuses, you'd have to score a 42 when I was in recruiting duty. Then after you clear the test, it's a physical. And of course, you got to clear the recruiter too. He's going to ask you all sorts of questions. If you got, a criminal background or been arrested for anything, those are deciding factors. Because you'll be high of moral and have integrity. Have morals and integrity. No single parents. If you're married, you can have 1 kid. And these are just the basic rules. So once you clear that, background check, they used to do credit checks. That's why it's best to go in right out of high school. And then you got to clear a physical. And they'll check your eyes, your hearing, squat down, walk like a duck. Can't have any major surgeries. Nowadays, what was it? 20% of the U.S. population is now considered to have a mental health problem. Well, that's what basic training is all about. Is to see if people have anxiety and stress, and if they'll crack under pressure. Which, can you fold your underwear in a 6-inch square and make your bed a certain way? And, are you going to stay in bed when you get up at 5 and go to bed at 9? Or are you going to try to run away? All that nonsense. Because all volunteers, service, you have to want to be there. So, take the test, score 31. Of course, the higher you score, the more job, the more opportunities you have. And then you have the moral background check and the physical. And if you've got color vision problems, you can still get in, but of course it's going to limit your jobs. And then you pick a time to go, and you have to stay out of trouble. It's not that bad of a gig. It's not that hard to get in. Well, it is nowadays for some folks, because watch out with doctors pushing chemicals on you. People don't realize, that ADHD, ADD, anxiety, all these issues become a problem in the service. If it came down to it, would you crack under pressure? But that's what boot camp's all about. Again, you're getting paid to go to boot camp. In the Air Force, that was all college credit. You get 4 college credits for the 6 weeks of basic training. It might have changed since I went in the 80s. I recruited through up to 2000. And watch out if you don't get your feelings hurt. I had people with master's degrees. I had people with college bachelor's degrees. They couldn't pass the test. They couldn't score 30 on the test. And I had asked, what kind of math did you have in school? Well, liberal arts. I didn't need math. And now they're devastated because now they're deep in debt with college debt, and they can't get a job anywhere. They can't pass the test for the post office. They can't pass the test for anything. They can be a cashier. So make sure if you go to college, get a degree that'll make you money. You want an easy degree, get the business degrees. Business administration, finance, economics. course, your best degrees are the STEM, sciences, medical, technology, engineering, and of course, that's what the Air Force will always need to. Always need aircraft mechanics, electronics, but those are the harder jobs to get. Need higher scores. The lower scores to get in the service, for the Air Force, was cops. It was like a 35. Administration, everybody wants that admin job because it's easy. Good way to go to school. Day job, like being a secretary. Supply job. Not hard. So, those are the requirements. Clear the test, 9th grade test, and you're going to be surprised how many people can't pass it. I recruited in Miami, inner city. They tested everybody in the schools. Imagine 400 kids taking this military test, written at the 9th grade level. In my worst school, 2% would mentally qualify for the Air Force. That's 8 out of 400 kids that took that test. And then, if you're overweight, you got to drop the weight. Oh, and you want a funny story about weight? I screwed up once in recruiting. And this is what being part of the military is. I put a kid in, he was, his weight was probably close. But when he got to the physical, he was 1 pound over. You know what happened to me? Because this kid went to the physical, and of course it was my fault for sending him there, 1 pound over, because I probably trusted him a bit too much. Commander says, you and your supervisor come to my office Saturday morning. And of course it was a 4-hour trip. So nothing like pissing your boss off, driving 4 hours to go see the commander on a Saturday morning. And of course the commander's pissed off too, because he came in and he was playing golf. He says, you took me off the golf course. Don't do it again. I'll get the hell out of here. And then you drive another 4 hours, the boss still hollering and screaming at you because you ruined his day along with your day. Ruined your whole weekend. So, and that's how they mess you up. And that's the military. Don't screw up. But whose fault is it? My fault. Helps build character. You can't go wrong. But again, this is just how to get in the service. Take a test written on a 9th grade level, score 31. Now the services are desperate for people. They might do waivers. When I was in recruiting, Air Force didn't do waivers. We didn't take prior service. Nowadays, they probably waive a lot of things. So think about service. Clear the test, clear the physical, and go in. And I'll do a series on how the Air Force is a perfect utopia. And I'll do another one on college versus the Air Force or the military. So if you like the content, thumbs up, subscribe. I got plenty of stories. You can't beat the military pension. People going at 17 retire at 37. So I retired at 37. Now they're paying me, what, $2,200 a month for the rest of my life. Then I picked up a second great government job. I'll be getting a second pension from that. Can't beat it. And it's a good life. So, if you like the content, thumbs up. I got plenty of content, plenty of stories. Subscribe. Forward this message to younger people so that they will sign up and serve their country. If you serve your country takes care of you.